Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back with round 21 of season 2 of the F1 2021 Williams Road to Glory. Yes, back once again with this series, not long now till F1 2022 comes out, but we've still got plenty more to try and bring Williams to the top here in Formula 1. Of course, if you missed it on the last video that went live a couple of days ago from Brazil, would highly recommend going back and checking out a very exciting race from Sao Paulo there. Sao Paulo always delivers exciting racing as well at the end of the day. But of course, if you're not already as well, please do leave a like, get yourself subscribed to the channel. We're closing in rather quickly now on 45,000 subscribers. The aim is to try and hit 50k before F1 2022 releases in just a couple of months as well. So, if you could help us get one step closer, it would be greatly appreciated. But things really heating up in the championship currently. Max Verstappen has a 60-point lead over Valtteri Bottas as we head into the final 3 races of the year. So as long as he loses less than 8 points, he will be crowned world champion here today. Hamilton has still got a very much an outside chance at the title. He basically needs Verstappen to DNF every race and Hamilton would have to win every single one. But constructors-wise though, Mercedes and Red Bull, 5 points between them as we head into the final few races of the year. We need a bit of a miracle to close up to AlphaTauri. We want to try and stay ahead of Charles Leclerc though in the Drivers' Championship, finish inside the top 10 at the very least there. But yeah, things going pretty well at the moment. In terms of the upgrades, have pretty much got them all sorted now. We've got one more powertrain upgrade and then 3 more durability ones that I'm not going to worry about too much. So yeah, once we've got that last powertrain upgrade, we're then going to focus a bit more on the chassis and the aero once again. But Albert Park, been a while since I raced here on F1 2021. Let's get into it. Formula 1 is finally back in 2022 and now you can rep your favourite teams. Of course, using the F1 store, every team now has merch lineups available, whether you're an Aston Martin fan, a Williams fan, Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, the choice is completely up to you. But yeah, check out the F1 merch store down below for all the official releases from all of the teams. And of course, as always, if you use our links as well, you massively help support the channel. So yeah, give it a look and see if there's anything you like. Right, well here we are then, qualifying day back at Albert Park. Been a while, like I said, since I've driven this track, especially in anger on F1 2021. It must have been probably the last time we came here in the Williams RTG. It hasn't featured much in the My Team career mode over recent seasons. It tends to be a track where the AI can be a little bit broken at as well there, hence why I tend to avoid it in some of the shorter seasons. But fingers crossed we can just keep it clean and tidy over our qualifying laps today. Very easy to make a mistake, when you're trying to lean on the car. So much there is immediately through there. We probably can take that flat out if we get it right. That being said, Albert Park is still one of my favourite tracks to do laps around on the F1 games as well. It's just such a fast-flowing circuit. I'm so excited to give the newer version a bit of a run as well as we head now out of the final couple of corners though. Activate the DRS up towards the line on our first banker. It's going to be a 20.7 there, puts us fastest at the moment. Okay, we'll have that, thank you. As Kimi Räikkönen immediately joins us on the front row. How that would be an interesting grid. Of course, it hasn't taken long before Red Bull have decided to come in and ruin our fun. I think Verstappen has gone pretty much 2 seconds quicker than me. But track is definitely evolving as well here. So we try and get the best run out of the final corner. Let's try and start our second lap then. We've got pretty clear track in front of us. We need to be trying to get towards those 19s. It's really brave into turn 1 there. Took a bit too much curb on the exit. It's going to compromise our run. But apparently not there. So really aggressive through the first couple of corners. Just got to try and slowly build up confidence as the laps evolve here at Albert Park again. It's a track that I definitely know, but still sort of just got to try and learn everything once more there. It's just corners like that where you get it hooked up this time. You know what you can do with the car. You know where you want to get it positioned. And we are just finding time. And in the first half of this lap, getting the DRS as we head down in towards Sector 3 there. Lost a little bit out through the middle sector, but still just trying to hopefully find a bit of time there. Our final sector was pretty good on this opening run, but we are still up in the green at the moment. Try and get the car slowed down. That penultimate corner could be so easy. Just to understeer and run wide there. Got nowhere near the apex out of the final corner, but we are still finding time as we head up towards the flag. Only puts us 12th though, so a little way away from the cars I want to be trying to out-qualify here, but we're pretty close. One more run. Last chance then to try and put this thing up inside the top 10 for the Australian Grand Prix there, and it is going to require a very high 119, but that is going to be the benchmark then as we head out of the final corner. About another half a second there. George Russell is currently on a 120 flat, but we need to be brave. But we need to be disciplined as well. There is again taking a bit too much curb out of turn 1. That time round, though, definitely didn't get the run out on towards the second straight there, breaking down in towards turn 3. Don't worry about trying to chase the time back all in one go. The lap time will slowly come back to us as the lap unfolds. There is much tidier through turn 4, but big snap through turn 5. We're still not out of it, though. Just got to attack the curves, try and get a nice run out onto this next little flat out section there. Still only a 10.5 down, so not too shabby there after a big scare through sector 1. Avoid the curb on the exit and really try and put the power down or nudge the wall. Don't know if that's just giving us a tiny little bit of front wing damage. I'm sure we'll soon find out as we head in towards two of the most difficult corners of the lap. Just try and keep it pinned on the exit, and we're still pretty much there, so I don't think we picked up any damage. But now we need to try and nail this final sector. Let's try and tip it in. Oh, really rotated on the power there, nice and early. Third last corner, get the car, use all the curbing, breaking it up nice and square. Oh, did not want to use first there, but we got away with it. And then through the final corner, actually try and get the thing towards the apex. Out of the final corner, we are going to improve once more, but it isn't going to be by much. And it only is good enough for 12th on the grid here in Albert Park.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Verstappen, Perez and Lewis Hamilton. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Well, there we go then. Red Bull front row, followed by Mercedes second row there, and then both Ferraris and McLarens battling out between 5th and 8th place there. Pretty much what we've seen for the entirety of the year there. But George Russell, again, gets the car inside the top 10 there. We're going to start directly behind our teammate in P12 there. Sebastian Vettel in a bit of a Williams sandwich, but pretty good pace coming out of both cars there, clear of both Alpines as well. I think today the real question is, can we just hang on with Pierre Gasly there? He's been so rapid all year in that AlphaTauri. Let's get into the Australian Grand Prix. This channel is proudly sponsored by Bybit, the official crypto partner of Red Bull's Formula 1 team. I've been using their platform for my personal crypto savings over the last few months, and when they got in touch to support the channel, I was super excited. Currently, they're offering you guys a special new promo for the first 100 of you to deposit $10 or more onto the platform. You'll get another $10 free. Also, 5 lucky winners will get their initial deposit doubled up to $1,000. That means if you deposited $1,000 onto the platform using my codes below, you could be within a chance to get another $1,000 completely free. We've seen the landscape around crypto drastically change over the last couple of years, and I genuinely believe it holds an important place in our future. However, please be careful as always when trading, as you are liable to lose money. But if you're interested and you're 18 or older, click the link down below to get started and see why Red Bull and myself, as well as thousands of others, trust Bybit as their crypto.
Hello and welcome from Albert Park, Australia for today's race. And I think it's shaping up to be a classic. Here we are then at the Albert Park circuit. 3.3 miles of bumpy street track, but not a lot in the way of elevation changes. The circuit goes all the way around the lake, taking in 16 corners. Note the DRS zones into turns 1, 3 and 13. They'll offer our drivers a number of good opportunities to overtake. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Charles Leclerc and Ricciardo, Norris, Sainz, Russell and Sebastian Vettel, Mr. Monaco, Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen and Stroll, Mick Schumacher, Gasly, they've taken a grid penalty, Esteban Ocon and Yuki Tsunoda, Latifi and Nikita Mazepin. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Right, well here we are then on the grid, ready for the Australian Grand Prix, round 21 of the year there. And I said we wanted to try and keep Pierre Gasly behind us today. Funnily enough, him having grid penalties should make that a whole lot easier here. But in terms of strategy, going to try and be uber aggressive, do a soft to medium strat here today. Of course, yeah, not going to bother with that one lap at the end. They're not going to quite go for the Alex Albon strategy around this circuit. But yeah, going to underfuel the car as well quite a bit. You know, we're trying to take a bit more risk with that as well here. But a lot of penalties for cars behind us, so it hasn't really bumped us up the order much. Still starting only up the one spot in P11. But right behind George Russell, can we try and get both Williams into the points this afternoon? Then let's wait and see here in Albert Park, waiting on those 5 red lights. And it is going to be lights out, and away we go there. Sebastian Vettel originally responded pretty well, but then just could not put the power down as we head down towards turn 1, as George Russell is going to get right past Carlos Sainz through the first corner there. So fantastic start for our teammate. We've still got Seb round the outside as we head down in towards turn 3. We're just about going to be able to stay alongside him there, otherwise I think the door was going to get slammed. Even tried to have a look around the outside of Carlos Sainz there. But look at that, both Williams immediately up one spot each there inside the top 10. And this is exactly what we need at this late stage of the year there. You know, if we can get a bit of a good result, try and close down the gap to AlphaTauri, you know, sort of apply the pressure. I think the gap's 34 points, I want to say, with 3 races to go, so we're going to need a miracle. But bigger things have happened on F1 2021 prior to now. It looks like both Red Bulls still lead the way as we head out onto the back straight there. Sainz might have lost a spot, but his teammate Charles Leclerc up ahead of one of the Mercedes, as that is definitely not the line through out onto the back straight there. Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen are going to get past us there. Big snap of oversteer on the exit, as I think Seb, yeah, he has picked up damage from that one. Just unfortunately got roped in to our little mistake on the opening lap here. So Sebastian Vettel is going to have to pit for a new front wing, but yeah, we somehow managed to get away with that one as we head out of the final corner. Max Verstappen, though, doing everything he needs to here in Albert Park, trying to solidify the World Championship here today. I think he'd be the first driver to be crowned champion since, I want to say, Michael Schumacher, all the way back in 1994 in this series there. It might have been 94, might have been 90. Yeah, no, I think it was 94 because he pretty dominated 1995. But yeah, we just got to try and keep up with one of his old rivals, actually, Kimi Raikkonen, early on in this race, and try to close back up the gap to George Russell as well. As dramatic start as always in this series. Must admit, Kimi Raikkonen
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Kimi Raikkonen pushing hard early on in this GP. DRS has now been enabled, and we need to try and stick within that zone of the flying fin. There we go. First chance of asking, we have got the DRS on Kimi Raikkonen, so that should mean we won't have to use as much battery now to stay close to the fin, but always going to be trying to eye up a move if we can. You know, maybe act as a bit of a rear gunner for George Russell as well against the Spaniard up in front.
Okay, if we continue to use fuel at this rate, then we won't have enough to reach the end of the race. You need to start lifting off the throttle earlier on the corners. Let the car slow down naturally before you start braking.
Jeff, I know how to lift and coast as all. We look up the inside of Kimi there, but he just moves around at the last moment to try and cover it off. Nothing illegal, I don't think there. The Finn, he's got a lot of experience and knows exactly where to place a Formula 1 car in this sport. But yeah, now we are definitely starting to apply some pressure there. Should still have a small pace advantage over the AlphaTauri, but it is a pretty well-rounded package. Still rather difficult to try and stick to the back of the AlphaTauri out through the final couple of corners, but that time around we've actually got a mammoth run at the final turn there. Sainz looking for a move on Russell as we go clean around the outside of Kimi Räikkönen back down towards turn 1 there. Luckily our teammate manages to hang on for now, and George just stick on that right hand side there, go defensive on the Spaniard as we head down in towards turn 3, and look at that immediately. We're now right up in this battle as well there as Sainz tries to make the move work. George Russell gets squeezed out, and we're going to say thank you very much. We will make the move work past our teammate there. So suddenly getting 2 places in just a handful of corners in this Grand Prix. But now we've got to really try and push to stick close to Sainz there, who's already lost way too much ground for the cars he needs to be really battling today. But if we can rustle Ferrari's feathers, I'm sure we will.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Team trying to recommend a new strat. They want us to go one-stop hards, but that is definitely not the plan of action today. We're going to still try and go for that one-stop onto a set of mediums. But I think Bottas has got some real car issues at the moment. Either some front wing damage, or yeah, some proper mechanical gremlins. And it's just played into Max Verstappen's hand pretty much since the summer break. But this could be the final nail in the coffin for Mercedes there. Bottas losing a lot of ground. Ricciardo not really doing much more in front of him either. Sainz and I have closed up like 3 seconds over this last lap on the pair of them. And now George Russell just dropping back ever so slightly.
You're gaining on the car ahead.
And this is the thing, with this Williams, these constant upgrades, it does mean around a track like this that might suit us a little bit more, we can really now try and stamp our authority and prove to some of these big teams that, Williams, we're trying to form the team that it once was. This might be the closest we've been. Here comes Carlos Sainz then on Valtteri Bottas as we head down the back straight here. Coming towards the end of lap 7. And is the Spaniard going to be able to pull off the move? Is the thing going to try and keep the nose there? What do we do in this situation? There we go. Bottas just makes a tiny bit of contact with Sainz's rear end there. He then tries to turn in on me. But again, we're going to be able to capitalise on Carlos Sainz making moves on other cars. And we are now going to move up into P8 then of the Grand Prix, as now we've got to run on Sainz back down towards turn 1. Oh, got really, really close to the gearbox then of the Ferrari, but as we tried to put the power down out of the first corner there, almost Guan Yu Zhou'd it out through the first corner, but look at this run now on the Spaniard. To the inside we go. Super aggressive there with Carlos Sainz. Going to have the inside for the next corner. Oh, I really wanted to go slow in, fast out there, but Sainz, he's had enough experience in an F1 car as well to be able to read that one. And just parks it on the apex. Doesn't allow me to get the run off the corner. But yeah, we are definitely vibing with the car at the moment. Oh, here we go again on Carlos Sainz back down towards turn 1. Oh, it's a similar move there. The crowd absolutely erupts at that one as we almost went right into the back of the Ferrari. But this time around he's going to go uber defensive. So stick it around the outside we go. And we go later on the brakes. Oh, Sainz, he tries to defend it there, tries to run us out, but we do hang on, and we'll do the same to him through the next corner there, eye for an eye and all that. And now, lap 9, we move into P7 of the Grand Prix, with the odd exception of the anomaly at Singapore, and things falling into place at other Grand Prix. This car has never felt faster. Remember, we haven't put any upgrades on it in recent weeks. All we've been doing is just preserving the ones we've already applied. Now we can try and start developing the car again. Now we've got all the other upgrades sorted. But now we've got to try and get a bit closer to Ricciardo. That might be much easier said than done. So there we go. First car into the pits. I think it's Lando Norris. So there we go. Yep, Norris into the pit lane at the end of lap 9. As we've hopefully built up a bit of a gap to Sainz. This is what I'm hoping.
The car in front is 4.6 seconds.
This is kind of what I'm hoping at the moment, of course, that all the AI opt to pit onto a set of hards there, because it won't, it probably won't help us really late in the race, but it should give us such a pace advantage over the next few laps after the pit window. We just might get undercut. End of lap 11 then, starting to see a few more cars into the pits. Intrigued to see what strat these guys are going to run on to. One of the Red Bulls, of course, that's trying to stay out another one, but I'm a bit worried if George Russell doesn't box now, which he hasn't, he's probably going to box the end of lap 12 then, but a lot of these guys now going on to medium, so the strategy wasn't so outlandish. But yeah, we're going to have to go an extra lap then, because I don't want to screw George here. A big chance of double points. We may as well just take the hit. Oh, here comes Verstappen trying to muscle his way past Carlos Sainz as we head down the back straightaway. Of course, oh, that's not the line. I apologise to anyone that watched that, but Verstappen makes the move work on Carlos. These tyres are definitely reaching the cliff here. This GP is trying to get things slowed down and tipped in there. Oh, actually running a little bit wide there, hitting one of the marker boards. Should get away with that, but yeah, Verstappen, I'm sure, is not going to be liking this. Sergio Perez might get a big opportunity now, trying to overcut his teammate in this Grand Prix. You know, we got our own race on our hands, as please say Russell has pit. Yes, he has. Thank Lord for that. As here comes Sergio Perez, and he might just have done it as we head back down towards Turn 1. Are we going to be able to get a run on the Red Bull off the exit of the corner here? Could we take the lead in this Grand Prix? The answer to that is very quickly going to become a no there, but Sergio Perez has now overcut his teammate in this Grand Prix, and we are just trying to hang on at the moment because we don't want to get undercut ourselves. Oh, we got yellow flags out. Verstappen! What's happened to the Dutchman? Verstappen's gone off. I think he might be out of the Grand Prix there, and if he is, that could be a brilliant time for a safety car for us. I think, no, he just must have ran wide there in the dirty air. Clearly frustration for Verstappen getting the better of him there, and he is just thrown away a handful of positions. I don't think it's going to mean much in the championship, of course, because he's just that much ahead of Bottas in this race anyway. So we've got to try and get it slowed down into the pit lane there. But Verstappen, yeah, getting really frustrated and perhaps a bit hot under the collar there as Tsunoda and Esteban Ocon still hanging out in this GP, trying to go a little bit longer. There's Lando Norris. Where are we going to re-emerge? Come on, get in gear, please. We're going to be out way ahead of Sainz. How have we managed that? I'm genuinely lost. No, I've spoke too soon. It's going to be close on exit.
Stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for
it's going to be really close on exit. Side by side with Sainz. Oh, big squeeze there from the Spaniard as we head out of turn 1. And are we going to be able to get the run down the back straight? That we're going to have slightly fresher rub. We're going to have to go for it now or never immediately. No, Sainz just even enough on the brakes there and knew he could slam the door. Didn't quite have 100% confidence in the cold rubber. Yeah, this is still going to be a battle, though, for some pretty good points in this GP. So we've still obviously both got... We've still both got both Alpines that need to pit here. It's difficult to talk and drive at the same time. But, yeah, can we now stay close to Sainz? So maybe get a run. Generally, we can't seem to get one out in towards the next DRS zone. But saying that, we're gaining on the Spaniard. Are we going to be able to have a look towards the inside here, side by side? In towards turn 10 and 11, and no, Sainz having absolutely none of that, thank you very much. We'll have to try and get a run back down towards turn 1, because you just see how much overspeed you get with the DRS there. I'm running a pretty high wing setup this weekend, but it seems to be working still, giving us enough top end. Just nicking the grass there, though. We cannot afford to let Sainz run away at this stage of the day. Good run out of turn 1 then, yes, we can. Sticking pretty close to the Spaniard in front of us as we head down the back straight there. Sainz again goes defensive. We go late on the brakes there. Can we get it slowed down? Not quite enough. That time round there we were optimistic to say the least, but just couldn't quite get the car slowed down and rotated. This has been such a great race up to now, though. We're only halfway through. One of my better runs actually through turn 9 and turn 10 there. Or just for Sainz to have to second guess himself there, and that just compromises his exit a little bit. Never had any intention of going for the move, but again, through that third last corner, we just run a little bit wide there. Don't quite get the nose where we need it. It's through the final couple of turns we go once more. Come on, ride the power. Use all the exit curve there, and you can just see the AI have no battery left as we get towards turn 1. Oh, that was close.
8 seconds.
I think Sainz wanted to go the other way again, but realised there was a Williams on his outside there as we get a huge overspeed out of the first couple of corners here. Down around the outside once again of Sainz. He does not want to give this up there. We bang wheels that time round. I have to steer out of it to not get any damage, and Sainz lives to fight another day. Jeff has just come over the radio saying Pierre Gasly has got issues in this Grand Prix then, but I think we have just picked up a tiny bit of front wing damage from that contact with Carlos Sainz there. I don't really know how, to be honest, because his wheels hit sort of in towards the back of mine, so how we picked up damage and he hasn't, I'm not really sure, but yeah, definitely losing a little bit now. I think it actually said we've damaged the floor slightly, so not quite what we want to hear at this stage of the day there. I mean, yeah, corners like that, a little bit more of a blend this time round.
It is 1.6 seconds.
Whether that's as well as Sainz just suddenly pulled his finger at and remembered he's driving a Ferrari, I don't know. We might have to start playing strategically here. I do not want to hold George up late on in the afternoon.
The underbody's taken some damage. You may start to notice it.
Yeah, there we go. Team confirming the underbody has taken some damage.
Second down on you. 1 second.
And I think, yeah, if George gets close, we're not going to try and defend from him at this stage of the day. Still 12 laps to go, though, and still a good chance for points once both those Alpines box, which they haven't yet. So, you know, there's definitely still a top 10 on the cards. So here comes George Russell. Yeah, not going to bother doing anything against our teammate at the moment. We'll play this team game this late on in the day there. As all George, I think, just locked up ever so slightly. 2 seconds now to Kimi Räikkönen further back. Could really do with George just giving us DRS towards the end of the race, but I'm sure, you know, with a bit of aggression, we can defend from Kimi still. Gutted with that. We were having so much fun battling Carlos Sainz. Definitely one of the best battles I've had on this game, but that's what hard racing does when you're on sim damage. It is brutal. So there we go. One of the Alpines into the pits then at the end of lap 18.
Underbody's incurred some slight damage, but nothing too serious.
Jeff, please stop telling me that. But George Russell might have accidentally listened to me in this GP, because we've still got the DRS on our teammate at the moment. And I mean, even if it's just a couple of laps worth, could just force Kimi a bit further back and really stop him have any chance late on. I guess the real worry is the other Finn of Valtteri Bottas, not far behind Kimi. He might have got his issues sorted now in this GP and could be on a charge back up to the top 10. He's still locked into battle with his teammate Hamilton down at Mercedes, and I think if things were to finish as they were, Hamilton would re-inherit P2 in the championship.
Okay, some information on Bottas. They have an issue with their car. They're going to be slow.
How much bad luck are Mercedes going to get this season? They dominated a lot of the first half of the campaign. Verstappen just uber consistent to try and stick close. In the second half of the year, oh, it's all gone wrong. Valtteri Bottas looks to be slowing down and pulling to the wayside in this Australian Grand Prix. So that pretty much now guarantees that Max Verstappen will be world champion there. The Finn dropping back massively. As well, we've got issues for McLaren as well. What's going on late on here in Albert Park there? We've got, I think that's Lando Norris, I want to say, falling off as well there. So many Mercedes-powered cars with issues. Fingers crossed it doesn't affect us, as that's going to re-inherit us over to P8. That is not the line down into there, but no safety car. We could have really done with one, to be honest.
Okay, clear.
Just 3 laps of not losing any time to the cars behind us. Then again, it would have allowed Kimi to get close. As look at that, Giovinazzi up in the top 10 now. Oh, 8 laps to go. Kimi Räikkönen just now starting to close in the gap a little bit more. We need to try and keep him outside the DRS range for just a few more laps. Oops. There we go. Bottas, new fast lap of the Grand Prix. Does also mean he's way behind us, which is good. Oh, 5 laps to go then, and Kimi Räikkönen has now dipped within the 1 second zone. As we, yeah, really now into the tail end of this GP, just trying to hang on. Damage isn't costing us too much. It definitely is just costing a little bit everywhere. We're going to have to really get the elbows out if Kimi gets close. Come on, Kimi. Surely it's not long before you retire in the sport, mate. Surely you don't want this place that much. 2.5 seconds up to George. That is not the gap I care about, Jeff. Come on, Kimi. Just let us have this. I'm well aware of that as well, Jeff. To be fair, I don't think he can give me any response that I'm not sarcastic with, but we can do this. 4 laps to go.
Green flag.
Yellow flag's out. Someone's got issues late on in the day. It's Yuki Tsunoda. He just managed to get his Alpine back up into the points here, and we've got yet more issues for another car. Often Albert Park's associated with mechanical issues because it's the first race of the year. But now, I don't know what's going on late on in the day there, as Esteban Ocon now is going to move up into 10th place of the GP. Just 2 laps to go though, and Kimi Räikkönen is less than half a second behind. Come on, one more lap to go here from Albert Park, and at the moment we are just about doing enough to keep Kimi Räikkönen at bay, but I'm sure this final lap he's going to throw absolutely everything at this. You know, if he gets past me, there's pretty much nothing I can do here. We just don't have a car quick enough in the dirty air. Kimi Räikkönen leaning on us as we get towards turn 1 there. Don't want to take any big risks over the curbs either. And look at that, the fin is close. We're going to have to go defensive on Kimi Räikkönen down the back straight in towards turn 3. Kimi tries to outbrake us into the corner there. We just about given the room, but we have to hold firm there, take a lot of curb through turn 4. And that might just have been the opportunity that Kimi Räikkönen needed, but couldn't capitalise on there. Around the outside was never going to work, as Sergio Perez back on top once more in Formula 1 there. He comes through to win in Albert Park. Hamilton is going to come for P2, but Max Verstappen with P3 is a world champion once again here on F1 2021. They're a fantastic season by the Dutchman, and Red Bull as well with that result take the lead of the Constructors' Championship. But for me at the moment, we've got bigger things to worry about. Is Kimi Räikkönen going to be able to get close when we get down the back straight with there? He gets a much better run through the S's. We have to hang on the inside here of the fin. He gets right around the outside there, but just can't quite commit to the corner. Runs himself a little bit wide, and as we head now down through the final few turns of the GP, Sainz is going to come out 20 seconds ahead of me. That's just how much this damage has cost, and also just how much quicker that Ferrari was over the course of the afternoon there. But just about going to hold on ahead of Kimi Räikkönen. It's more double points for Williams.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
And with that, another year of Formula 1 draws to a close, and the new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers. We've witnessed some great battles on the streets of Melbourne today, and they've taken a fantastic win. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Let's give it to Esteban Ocon. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to check out the Constructors' standings. Red Bull take over as championship leaders. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula 1. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Well, there we are then, guys, the end of the Australian Grand Prix, and Sergio Perez back on top once more here in Formula 1. He outfinishes Hamilton, and yeah, new world champion Max Verstappen there comes through for P3. Probably could have took the win, or at least would have been very, very close to Checo had he not put it in the gravel trap at the halfway stage there. But Charles Leclerc comes through for P4, means he rejumps me in the championship battle we've got going on. Ricciardo 5th ahead of Sainz, and yeah, both Williams 7th and 8th once more there. Means we do take a handful of points out of AlphaTauri heading in towards the final few races. Kimi 9th, and then Esteban Ocon rounding out our top 10 there. Alpine really did make that alternate strategy work there. Bottas down in 13th place there, and yeah, Tsunoda and Lando Norris both not making it to the checkered flag there. Championship wise though, like we said, 70 points now. Max Verstappen clear of Hamilton at the top of the table with just 2 races to go, so he can enjoy those final couple of race weekends there. But Hamilton re-jumps Valtteri Bottas as well as Perez. I don't quite think, yeah, no, he hasn't got enough to jump either of the Mercedes here late on in the game. Sainz, though, with that result, re-jumps Lando Norris and Pierre Gasly in the championship there. And like I said, Charles Leclerc now 5 points ahead of me as we head in towards the final few races. George closing back up to Kimi Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel, who also trade spots a little bit further down the order there. But love to see George try and end up in P12 by the end of the season there. But constructors-wise, Red Bull now have a 17-point lead as we head in towards the final 2 races of the year. It's not impossible for Mercedes, but they're going to need to really try and get their act together there. McLaren and Ferrari, only 18 points separate them as well, so that is all still to play for. But yeah, we're going to need an absolute mammoth drive to close the 37-point gap up to AlphaTauri there. 12 points between Alpine and Aston Martin, though. Really, it is, yeah. Every team has still got an outside chance at jumping someone, or being jumped even, in the late championship hunt here. So it's all still to play for late on in the game. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do make sure you leave a like. Get yourself subscribed as well. And yeah, we'll be back very, very soon, ready for Saudi Arabia, the penultimate race of Season 2. You guys do not want to miss that. None of these videos would be possible without the help of our channel members. So a massive thank you to all of the names you see on your screens currently for helping support the channel. You can join them by clicking the join button down below. And yeah, thank you once again to everyone that continues all the insane support on my work.